what happened is that I would observe and say, okay, we need to do this. And I remember giving a clinic saying we should change the speed at which we lift, because the speed of lifting a weight is one of the variables. And there was 2 PhDs in the room that basically told me I was full of shit, that there was no research to back it up. I said, yeah, there's no research actually, but it's observation. So they basically told in my face, we'll prove you're wrong. So their concept, there's a law in sports training called the law of specificity. You get the results based on exactly how specifically you train, which works some of the time. So what they did, one research trained a group slow, then fast, and then the other group just only fast training. The other researchers did fast, then slow, and then tested them on power. And surprise, surprise, the groups that did varied speed got more powerful than the group who trained with the same speed, which was explosive all the time. But that took 6 years after they challenged me, right? And in '82, I said, you need to lower the weight slower than you lift it, because there's less motor units recruited when you lower eccentrically, you want to put more tension, blah, 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 blah. And people said, there's no research to back it up. And the research only came out in 2016 out of Brazil that showed that I was right. So if I had waited for that piece of paper to be published to make my training decision, I would have missed all those Olympics, winter and summer, right? So one person said to me, the research is catching up to you. Literally it is, right? And I remember in '76, I learned about this type of training called cluster training, which is a nervous system type of training, from my coach and one of my mentors from Montreal, Pierre Roy. And in 2008, in February, there was a paper published by the NSA scientific journal that said a novel approach to training, cluster training. I learned it in '76, and it was like 2008, before the research came out. But Olympic lifters throughout the world who were successful were doing cluster training. So I asked my coach when the paper came out, I said, when did you learn it? He goes, I learned it in '68 from a Bulgarian. I said, can you get in contact with the Bulgarian to know when he learned it? And it turns out it was invented in 1948, right? And again, I made a lot of training decisions based on, success leaves clues. If they're the best nation in the world, they must be doing something right? So I used to spend a lot of money going to Finland, going to Germany. Like, I saved up my money and I'd go and see the best strength experts and bug the hell out of them and ask them questions. And then I would go back and apply it, right? So, but I found the quickest way to learn was to go see the guys who were successful. What did they do? So when I was 17, I went to see Pierre. Pierre would say, I do this. And I said, where does that come from? And I would tell you, to be fair, that by 1982, I knew all the mathematics of weight training from him. And he only had like a high school education. I don't think he even finished high school. And to this day, I mean, this methodology has been, I've taught in 74 countries and people, espouse this method. So I've always, this is my nature, I'm competitive, so I always want to be ahead. And you
go with your intuition as well.
Yeah, but mainly observational skills. But
Okay.
one British coach, a coach for Canada in swimming, Snelling, told me, do today what the others will copy tomorrow.